We've got some very interesting and very classic movies. And to start us off, we're talking about Labyrinth.
Dance, magic dance.
Dance, yes. Yes, Jim Henson's attempted doing a dark and somewhat edgy movie.
Yep. I had never seen this movie before or had the opportunity to see this movie before, honestly.
I hadn't either. I had heard about it, but I never really had much desire to watch it. Not because I don't like Jim Henson or David Bowie or anything like that. I just wasn't really on my radar.
Yeah, and I think I see why. I mean, it's known for David Bowie being in it, of course.
Yeah.
As Jareth.
Yes,
the evil ruler of the goblins.
Yes. And the only thing I really knew about it was that everybody talked about how creepy he was being around Jennifer Connelly, who's the girl in the movie. And she was only like 15 at the time.
Right. So I think there's a level where the movie was kind of playing with her desire to be an adult, or to at least be independent.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I think that people, how to put this, that doesn't make me sound like I'm some sort of. Actually, it's called hebephilia because they're teenagers. I think that in a fantastic setting like this, you sometimes have to put aside certain aspects of morality, just because it is about her. It is about her temptations to give up on her existing responsibilities.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we should. That's a nice little segue to the plot of the movie, where we've got Jennifer Connelly's character, Sarah, and she's she's a teenage girl who likes to kind of retreat off into like fantasy worlds, and but she's stuck at home babysitting her infant brother, and she's very resentful of it. And then she rattles off some litany that she wishes that the Goblin King would come and take her little brother away. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. And Jareth, the Goblin King, David Bowie shows up and tells her, well, you've got 13 hours. If you want your brother back, you've got 13 hours to get him, or he's going to turn into a goblin. And so Sarah has to navigate through the labyrinth to try to get to the Goblin City. And along the way, much like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, she meets some companions along the way. There's a lot of danger and a lot of bad stuff happening all around her. And so, yeah, I think that's essentially the plot of the movie.
Yep, and yeah, it is very clearly influenced by the Wizard of Oz, and it's definitely very early on. You have to accept, okay, you can ask all sorts of questions like about the world building, like why does she happen to know about the Goblin King? Why does there seem to be a play that she's been practicing that's about the Goblin King?
Yeah,
that has words that have power. Could this happen to anybody? Why was the Goblin King watching her? It's like, nope, cut it out. It's a fairy tale in the classic sense.
Yeah,
all for logic and plot consistency, but there are times when you can just leave that on the wayside because that isn't the point of the story.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 As oh god, I can't remember his name over at Red Letter Media. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, except that we're not just here to consume product because this isn't slop, of course. This is just the care was put in a different place.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and that different place was Jim Henson and his Muppeteers, I guess,
Yeah.
coming up with every crazy thing that they couldn't do in a Muppet movie or Muppet show to try to build out this labyrinth.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and they succeeded. um, and hey, I've mentioned this before, but good to see you, Arcos.
Hey, Arcos.
Um, yeah, and yeah, the puppetry and the special effects are really good in this movie. They're certainly believable. And I will say there are a couple of parts in there where like the obvious green screen effect was a little too obvious.
Right, like one time when they meet the tribe that can rip their heads off, um, the back of their throat or back of one of their throats must have been the key color for the green screen because you could kind of see through them.
Yeah.
So there are definitely a couple of seams here and there.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, it holds up pretty well.
That is the nice thing about practical effects is they don't age in the same way.
Right. Yeah. And I'm actually looking at there was a trailer on IMDb. It looks like Labyrinth is coming back to theaters on starting tomorrow through the 11th for the movie's 40th anniversary. So,
Huh.
yeah.
I did not hear anything about that, so I guess we're in a good position to review this thing.
Yes. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I mean, I can see why people, who grew up in the '80s are nostalgic for this movie, uh, especially if you were a young man coming of age and seeing Jennifer Connelly. Yeah,
I would not be surprised if this movie with her in it awakened a lot of little boys.
yeah. uh, the other thing too. You mentioned of course, David Bowie playing the Goblin King. Of course, he's more known for his music than his acting, and he composed and sung many of the songs for the movie, which have gotten pretty good, staying power, I guess, over the last 4 decades.
Yeah, to my surprise, I had heard all the songs in this movie. Now, I'm sure I heard about them in like music, like anime music videos, like AMV Hell or clips in parody videos or whatever, but like they were all kind of familiar
Yeah,
at the very least.
yeah. um, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what else I have to say about this movie. I really don't have much to say about it.
What did kind of strike me as I was watching it was that they don't make movies like this anymore, and I don't know that there would be an appetite for movies like this anymore because there is a limit to how good a Muppet can look. To if you get me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I would say is that the classic Muppet crew, like Kermit and Fozzie and everybody, they are kind of easy puppets because they aren't trying to look too realistic.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the Muppets in this one, well, they are okay. A lot of the puppets, I should say, in this one do kind of bang up against the uncanny valley in places. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly pull up a picture here of Hoggle,
Oh yeah.
who's probably the best character.
Yeah.
So it's like you can tell that Hoggle is not entirely normal, but he isn't like he's weirdly realistic, but you can also tell that there's something off about him as you're watching. In a way that wouldn't really exist if it was a fully animated production or if they had a CGI dwarf next to her.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that would look a little, well, yeah, like the Snow White movie with the
Okay,
what they
that's a
do with
bad
the dwarves.
example.
Yeah.
Assume good CGI.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And again, just because these characters are trying to approach more realism, some of them do look a little bit off.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I would say it's the pace is a bit deliberate, and I'm not saying it's slow or bad or anything. Just um, so I was watching a review years ago of the Thunderbolts, which was made by using mannequins or some mannequins, excuse me, using puppets,
Right. Yeah.
marionettes. That's the word I was trying to
Yeah.
think of. And the reviewer pointed this out, and I haven't been able to stop seeing this whenever I see a production like this ever since. He noted that in the episode, every scene went on for a bit too long because, look, we had to make a fake snow, or we had to make a fake mountainside with fake snow and a bunch of trees, and we're not going to just spend 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
They put so much loving effort into the labyrinth and all of the settings in the labyrinth. Like you're not going to just breeze by a location too fast. It's like if we made the what was the name of the stinky swamps, the stench swamp?
Yeah, the eternal stench, I think. Something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
swamps of eternal stench. You're not going to just get one scene in these swamps of eternal stench.
Yeah.
We're going to hang out there for a while.
Yeah. Or the forest that they're walking through. They're like, yeah, we spent a lot of time building that forest.
Yep, we're going to use it. Darn it.
Yeah.
I think my favorite character was actually Ludo, the big Yeti.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, who could talk? He could talk to rocks.
Yes. Also, there's a character who's looks like a small, not Pyrenees, but like not that's a big dog, some sort of like Pomeranian type thing that who's a knight who rides on another dog. I swear that's the dog from Fraggle Rock.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah.
It's like one of those mop dogs.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. What got me was the dog looked just like her dog at the beginning of the movie, Merlin.
Yeah, and yet they didn't really connect that at all.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's another way that this is like the Wizard of Oz. And you were there. And you were there.
Right. Yeah. I will say too, the ending really didn't make much sense. Like, was it a dream, or was it like she off in her own little fantasy world, or is she still like daydreaming? Like,
Right. Did the movie actually happen?
right. Yeah.
Because yeah, you could make an argument about that because it is kind of coincidental that the phrase that she memorized from her script book happened to be what needed to, oh, spoiler alert, what happened to be needed to banish the Goblin King.
Yeah.
It's like maybe she just finally snapped and decided to live in fantasy since reality wasn't quite her thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some ambiguity there. And hey Ninja, good to see you.
Hey Ninja.
Yeah.
I will also say this is one of those movies where coming across it as an adult without any nostalgia for it, I just thought it was kind of okay. It's more interesting to me as like a piece of art than an actual story.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely watching it for the puppetry and the music.
And wondering how they did certain things. Like there's a scene where there's a giant clockwork knight or steam powered knight, I should say, that is just so impressive.
Mm.
Like the fact, I mean, I did notice that they kind of showed the legs, and but never showed the legs moving at the same time as the main body moving.
Right. Yeah.
but they were still doing like clear scale things, like it looming over them like 3 or 4 times their height.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably say that if you grew up on the Labyrinth, go give it another watch. It is like Daniel was saying, it is going to theaters pretty quick.
Yeah.
So take somebody who hasn't seen it before and have an experience.
Yeah.
My main interest in it ended up being based on just watching the puppetry and seeing what they could dream up and make happen. And they were very heavily worked people over at Jim Henson's in the 80s because, multiple Muppet shows, multiple Muppet movies. Um, I forget if this came before or after Fraggle Rock, but, just
I think it was after. Let me look. The Fraggle Rock.
like and of course they had Sesame Street. They were doing puppetry for movies that needed a Muppet character, kind of like Yoda in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, that does remind me. The movie opens with, I wonder if it's one of like the first CGI opening sequences for a movie, because they had this surprisingly good CGI model of an owl in flight.
Yeah. Might have been. Yeah. Yeah. So Fraggle Rock was before this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that does make it plausible that it was the same dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that owl for a 1986 movie, that was a surprisingly good and fluid CGI thing. Also, it looked like Lucasfilm was involved with this one.
Yeah. George Lucas was an executive producer.
Yeah, so that's I kind of, man, it kind of sucks that we don't have an independent Muppet company. I firmly believe that. Okay, so Jim Henson always thought that he could sell the company to Disney; they'd be the best stewards of it. This has clearly not been the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear Disney bought it mostly because they just didn't want to deal with the competition anymore.
I think that's very true. Yeah. Yeah, they certainly did a pretty good job of erasing them from Disney World.
Yeah.